Today we are going to learn this chapter 6, getting started with Python. Okay, this chapter is very important. It is the first chapter in Python programming, so we are going to learn this today. First of all, what is Python? Python is a programming language developed by Guido van Rossum in February 1991. It is easy to learn, but also very powerful object-oriented programming. Okay, when we say object-oriented, uh, we can simply think that it is modern programming language. Okay, all programming language are usually not object oriented. Okay, object oriented programming language are based on object, and the technique for solving any problem is also different, so it is very powerful. And here is the developer of this Python programming. Okay, Python programming is very popular, and it is used in all fields of applications. Like it can be used for developing website, it can be used for data science and artificial intelligence, machine learning, and any scientific application. So learning Python will be a great start for you. So here are some of the pluses for Python. Python is easy to use. It is a high-level language and a programmer friendly. Okay, a programmer friendly. And it is an expressive language, which means fewer lines of code and simple syntax. Yeah, this is true. For example, if you want to display welcome to programming in other programming languages like Java, at least you will need 6 lines of code. But in Python, you will need only 1 line of code. Okay, so it is very short as compared to one line to 6 line. So it is very easy to learn, and it is also interpreted language, and it is because of that it is easy to debug, or it is easy to find out errors in that code for beginners as well as advanced users. Okay, when you say interpreted language, it means that all the lines are translated one by one, or yeah, all the source code are translated line by line. Okay, we have two types of language translator, as we have already studied in the previous class. This Python is interpreted, not a compiled language. Okay, and Python is one of the advantages of Python is its completeness. When we say completeness, we can say it as batteries included. This means that there are lots of already written code which are ready to use. They are known as libraries. Okay, for example, if you want to use Python for scientific application, you can use it with the scientific codes which are already written by expert. We can simply easily use. For example, if you want to use for mathematical operations, you can use maths library, something like that. Okay, so it is very completed like other programming language. And another benefits of this Python programming language is cross-platform. When you say cross-platform, it can run in all platforms. It can run in Linux, it can run in Mac OS, it can run in Windows, and even in mobiles also it is possible to run. So it is cross-platform. And another thing is it is free and open source. When you say free and open source, I think we are going to learn about this free and open source in the coming lectures. But let me give you a brief introduction to this free and open source means. The Python software is free of cost. You don't need to buy it. You can simply download and use it. Okay, other useful software needs to be purchased in order to use, but this Python is free and it is open source. And Python has many applications. It is a scripting language, and it is used for rapid prototyping, for quickly developing any software, and it can be used for creating websites, and it can be used for creating GUI program. When we say GUI, it means graphical user interface, where you can click the software. There will be buttons, there will be text box, there will be radio buttons, all those are known as GUI programs. So Python can also be used for that. And it is used for game development also. If you want to develop games, if you are expert in Python, you will be able to develop games using Python. And it is used in database applications, and it is used in system administrations. And not only this, it is useful for hacking, okay, or cyber or security things. Okay, it is not written in a textbook. Let me give you, Python is used for hacking too. So Python has many applications. Now, some of the minuses in Python, okay? It is not the fastest programming language. Python is not the fastest programming language. There are many other fast programming language, and it has lesser library than C, Java, and Perl. These C, Java, and Perl are programming language. They have so many plugins and so many libraries, but Python is having lesser libraries, okay? And it is not as strong on type binding. Python is not so strong in type binding. This means that um, the type of the database binding is not so strong. We are going to learn about this when we learn uh, typing, okay, type conversion or something like that. Python source codes are difficult to convert to another language. For example, if you have written some software in Python, if you want to convert it into another programming language like Java, it's very difficult to convert because it is very compact and it is very concise. Okay, these are some of the minuses in Python. Now, how to learn Python? Firstly, you have to learn Python using computer, laptop, or your mobile devices. Okay? In order to learn Python in Windows or Linux or Macintosh, you have to visit and download Python source code. Okay, you can download from python.org. Alright, you can download Python from python.org, and you can install from that, and you can work with C Python, which is the default installation of the Python. But the process is a little bit lengthy and it is not beginner friendly. Therefore, many people prefer Python distribution package, which means that all the source code, all the program necessary for learning Python will be packed together in that Python distribution package. Okay, we have Python distribution package like Anaconda. So in this in our Python class, also in this class also, we are going to learn Anaconda. We are going to use Anaconda. Okay, Anaconda comes with all the required packages and editors. Okay, so therefore it is recommended to use Anaconda, and you can visit anaconda.com and download it from there. This is the logo of Anaconda. Then, how to install Anaconda in a computer? You have to download from anaconda.com, and there you will see menus, and from that menus you will click individual editions. Enterprise editions have to be purchased. Only individual editions is free right now. So you have to click individual editions from the product menu. You have to go to the product menu, and then you have to click individual editions. Then you have to download it from there, just like this. This is the product menu, and this is the individual editions, and you can click this, and you have to download the Suppose if you are using Mac OS, you have to download from Mac OS, but if you are using Windows, you have to click for Windows and download it. Okay, so after you have download, you have to double click that Anaconda software package and the installation will start. You have to click next and accept the license agreement, and you have to click continue, and you should not click cancelled or any do not accept or something like that. Okay, you have to click only the positive sides, and then the installation will finish. Then you can start learning Python. So we are going to demonstrate how to install this Python in Windows, and that will be in separate video. Okay, if I installed in this video, it may take a long time, so I'll install it in separate videos. I'll give you another separate videos. So after installation of Python, there will be lots of useful tools like Jupyter. Jupyter is the text editor, the main web-based interactive editor which we are going to use for writing Python. And there is also Spyder. Spyder is a scientific Python development environment, and it is an IDE. When we say IDE, it is integrated development environment. Okay, integrated development environment. So using this Spyder and notebook and Jupyter notebook, you can write your Python code, and you can use whatever you prefer. All right. So how to use the Jupyter Notebook? Jupyter Notebook is a web-based interactive computing environment. Python programming can be done in browser using Jupyter Notebook, and Jupyter Notebook supports script mode as well as interactive mode. When we say interactive mode, you will write one lines of code and run it, write another lines of code, run it, something like that. When you say script mode, you have to write all the full program source code and then run it. Okay, so the default extension in Python is IPYNB. Okay, IPython notebook. Okay, IPython notebook. This is the logo of Jupyter, and this is how it looks like, the Jupyter interface. When you run Jupyter, it will open in your browser. It may be Google Chrome, or it may be another browsers like Firefox, Safari, etc., and it will look like this. Okay, so this is the place where you have to write, and I simply write print welcome to Python programming and run this. This one is the run command. Okay, the run command. Shift enter is also another shortcut to run. So this is the output. All right, if you say this is Python notebook, and this will be the output again. Like that, you can write whatever Python code you have to write using one line of code or two line of code. It's depending on what you prefer. Okay, and we have another tool which is known as Spyder. Okay, Spyder is Python IDE, as I already told you, integrated development environment with many useful editing, interactive testing, and debugging features. Okay, when you say debugging in any Python programming, it means finding out the error path. Okay, where is the error lies, in which line there the error is there. So finding out and correcting the error is known as debugging. So you can work in interactive as well as script mode in Spyder too. This is the logo of Spyder. Here is the picture of the Spyder window. Here you have this portion is where you have to write the Python code, and here you can see that the Python file is .py in Spyder. Okay, in Spyder the Python file is .py, and when you run, enter your name. This is lab number 1. Input the welcome message and display it, right? So we say name equal to input within bracket, enter your name, and print welcome comma name. So here it will display. Enter your name. I simply enter Python. So it say welcome Python. This is your first lab. Okay, lab number 1. So let me also give you a brief information about how to install Python in Android phone, because Android phone is very very popular, and those who are not having mobile phone, laptop or computer, you will be able to learn Python in your Android phone also. If you want to practice and learn Python programming in Android mobiles, you have to search for PyDroid 3 IDE for Python 3 in Play Store. Okay, Play Store, and installed it. After the installation is completed, you can start learning Python in that Android phone. All right. Now let me quickly revise what is interactive mode and script mode. When we say interactive mode, you have to write Python command one line at a time and run one by one. When we say script mode, you have to create a file and write all the source code, all the codes of the programming language, and run it after you finish writing. But in interactive mode, it is not like that. You can interact with line by line. Okay, that's the difference. Do you have any questions? If you have any question, please feel free to ask me anytime in my WhatsApp, or yeah, WhatsApp will be better. Okay. Thank you.